You either get better or you get left behind. It's either you rise to the occasion, move with the changes currently happening in society, or you decide to stay stagnant and fall behind and watch all your goals, your dreams, your visions, your plans, watch it all fade from your grasp and watch someone else go and achieve all those things that you wanted. In society today, we often like to say, oh, like back in the good old days, we like to live in the past. We often complain about, oh, things are getting more expensive, you know, um, like why is the editing, like why has it changed on social media? Why has all these different things changed? Why is my YouTube channel not growing anymore? Like it used to grow back in the old times when the algorithm used to be good, when all the like it's giving all these excuses except for you to change and get better. I know some things, sometimes there are problems like, inflation is definitely a problem that happens, but what are you gonna do about it? You can't change inflation. You can't change the algorithm of social media and YouTube and all these different platforms. But what you can change is yourself. You can improve. You can choose to improve. There's so many different people that they fall into this thing to where they refuse to change and move with times. And that's how you get left behind. I'm sorry, but the good old days, those are gone. What you think were the good old days, where things used to be easier? No, because people used to say that back then also. They looked at the times that you thought were good and were like, man, I miss the good old days where things were so much easier, where things were so much lighter, when like you could really do things so quick and fast and all this. And it's happened throughout society so many different times, generations upon generations, for thousands of years as humanity has existed. There's always been people complaining about that. People complaining, refusing to change, to move forward, to take new steps. And it's always the younger people, or not even just the younger people, the people with open minds, the people that are willing to improve, that are willing to say, you know what, this is how the system is. I'm going to use the system to my advantage, rather than thinking, oh, you know what, this system's trash and all that. And it might be, the system might be like weird and all twisted, but if you can figure out to use the system to your advantage, then that's how you're going to get ahead. That's what I'm telling you. Like, like one thing is college. I would always have such a negative view on college. Like, you can ask anyone. I've always thought when I was little, I wanted to go to all the Ivy Leagues, and that's all I wanted to do. All the way up until about 10th grade, because I wanted to do automotive engineering, and that was my passion. I was like, I'm going to go into Cornell for this automotive engineer. I'm gonna go into all these different universities and all that. But then it was like when I got older, I realized like, all the I didn't that wasn't my interest. That's not my passion. That is not, I'm good at that stuff, but that's not my purpose. And I began to have this hatred for college. Just like oh, this hate. I would like so much pushback against it and everything. And then that was before just talking to my mom, and just with now I'm doing community college, which some people might be like, oh, you're doing community college, you're not even doing actual college, just like you're missing out on a college experience. And me, I don't care about a college experience. I want to move forward in life. I have plans, I have things I need to do. And and the thing is that before I would have said there's no point in any college at all. I like completely despised it. But what I realized is that if they say you need a piece of paper, that a little associate's degree or whatever, just to be able to say, oh, to work as a social media manager and all these different things, then sure, take it. Find a route. Find a route. If since college is so expensive, I'm changing with the times and using community college instead, because realistically, a 4-year college in America is crazy expensive, especially for what you get. Like, it doesn't make any sense, especially the first 2 years. We're learning the most basic things. But that's changing with the times, realizing that you can get better. Like, you don't have to go down the same route. Like, changing with the times doesn't mean you go down the exact same path and route that everyone else is going. It means you go look at what they're saying you have to do, and go and conform it, change it, mold it into what you need to do, how it fits your lifestyle, and shape it to your benefit. It's the same thing with AI. I remember at first when AI came out, I was like, that is so dumb. Like, I hate the fact that like people can write and do all these different things with it. But then like now, I'm like, AI is such a powerful tool. There's so many different things you can use. And I'm not saying use it to cheat, but there's so many different things. Like you can summarize things. Like if you, let's say you need to read like a little article or something for school, summarize it. Like that's what I do. Like summarize it. Do all these different things. There's so many different tools. Like you can ask it for advice. Like what would you do in this situation? It doesn't mean, just completely become brain dead and, stop reading for yourself, but it means use the tools that are happening. Use the technology that's advancing. Back when the internet first came out, people were saying the internet is horrible. It's gonna steal all these jobs. It's evil. They were saying the internet is demonic and all these different things. Like they literally thought the internet would be the end of humanity as we know it all. And that's what we're saying with AI as well. Like it's literally history, as they say, repeats itself. People are literally saying that with AI right now. They're like, AI is gonna take all these jobs, and yeah, it is gonna take a lot of jobs. The internet took a lot of jobs as well, but also now it's creating a lot of other jobs. Now you have so much like information. You have so many different tools at the ends of your fingertips, so easily it's accessible to anyone. That's what the internet did. Because before, it's like not like you could search up everything and do all these different things. The internet, now you have influencers and all these different things. What? You have YouTube, you have the platform you're watching it on right now because of the internet. And now with AI, now you have all these different disposable things at your fingertips, at the average consumer, at the average person now. Now you have no excuses. Stop thinking that every single thing that happens is, oh, like every single improvement in technology and advancement in society is just pure evil and demonic. I know so many Christians, especially, that love to say that, and I'm not saying that, there are bad things that happen, and, of course there are twisted things, but like really, Jesus would want you to literally use the tools and use it for his kingdom, use it to raise his kingdom. You think it's like all the people that like, and another example is like when like in the Christian music space, when they were all giving hate to like Christian hip hop, and when they were like, instead of going from the traditional gospel, they were going to other versions of Christian music, and they were like, that's evil, that's pure evil, what are you doing? And then now it's like those are the biggest platforms, and they're reaching more people, even people that are not Christians, and reaching like what you mean to tell, like, stop thinking change is evil. Sometimes you need to realize that you might be the problem. You're the problem, not society, not the advancements. You're the problem because you don't want to change. You don't want to get better. Like people like will say, like I hear some YouTubers, they complain about, the algorithm doesn't favor their channel anymore and different things. And then like in my mind, I'm thinking, and even in the comments, I was watching YouTube and he's talking about it. And even in the comments, people are like, the only reason I watch you still is because I've watched you for so long and I just like, I like you as a person, but your content isn't, it's like kind of stale at this point. It's boring. It's not adding as much value as it used to. It's not as interesting. It's not as lively. And people like to blame the algorithm, like the algorithm. No, the algorithm's the people. It's the people watching it. People are gonna watch whatever you put. Like that's why this channel is growing so fast. That's why I'm getting so many viewers. That's why it's growing like exponentially because people, I'm giving value, I'm providing content. This is what people want. This is people are listening to. So stop thinking in this way that, oh, it's the algorithm that hates my content. No, it feeds what people want to watch. Stop thinking every single thing is so evil just because it doesn't line up with how you want it to be. Like a great quote I love from a YouTuber, an amazing businessman and YouTuber. He turned like on to providing his information on YouTube. Myron Golden. He talks about like one of the dumbest things you can do is sell a product that no one wants. Like you sell what people want. Like you could have the greatest invention ever, as he says, but if no one wants it, like it doesn't matter. It's not gonna make you any money. No one is gonna buy it. Like there are amazing writers out there. I bet there's some of the best authors out there that no one has bought like 10 of their books. And that's why you hear of the New York Times bestsellers. Those are the books we read. We love reading those books because they can sell, because those are things that people want. But there's probably someone out there that's the most artistic writer, beautiful writing, poetry, or like stories, or like a life-changing story. But like they're not offering anything that anyone wants. And they refuse to change with it. I feel like so many of us artists, especially because I'm in this artist field, and it's like, you want to feed this artistic side, and it's amazing to do that, but you also need a balance. Like what's actually gonna give value? What's gonna pay? Like really think about it. Like people don't want to change, and that is the dumbest thing. And you want to blame the systems. You want to blame everything but yourself. You want to look at everyone but yourself for not changing, for not improving. You want to say, oh, like all this work, I don't know how to organize all of it. And then we have tools like Notion that can organize everything. And you're like, well, I don't want to do that. I want to use physical things. Okay, fall behind. You don't want to change. You don't want to move forward. As I always literally say, like you can ask anyone who's been watching these videos. I always say, like time is moving. It's like a current. Time is a constant current that is moving forward. Like the only thing that's promised to any man is death. Like you literally, time is a constant move. Is constantly moving, and you're gonna eventually die. Like this physical body is eventually gonna die. And if time is constantly moving and you're not moving along with it, you're falling behind. Staying stagnant is not an option. Slow motion is better than no motion. If you're not moving slowly, if you're not at least moving, then that means time is going and you're falling behind. So everything else in life is just pacing behind and you're there. So you know what's happening? You're falling behind slowly and slowly and you're fading. That's how many different YouTubers fade. That's how many different people, athletes, all these top celebrities, all these different people, because they don't want to change. They want to continue to grow and improve. That's why some of the top people like that, people like hate on Elon Musk. And I understand like some of the criticisms and all these different things, but he's advancing. He's going and moving with the times, changing, growing. And that's how he's able to stay on top. That's how all these different companies are staying on top, because they're able to move and change and evolve and grow. That's what we're meant to do as humans. We're meant to change and grow and get better and improve. Constant improvement. That's how you have to live your life. You have to live a life of self-improvement and constant improvement. If you're not constantly improving, then you're going to eventually fall behind, because like it or not, you're getting older. You don't ever get further away from the time you're going to die. Like, you have to accept the fact that we have a limited time amount. We have a limited amount of time on this earth. We don't have forever. Stop thinking you have forever and thinking that, oh, I can afford to stay stagnant for a year. No, you can't. If you want to achieve things, if you want to like achieve purpose, if you really want to do all that God has set out for you to do, if you want to accomplish all those things, you don't have a year to go and mess around with. And that's something I wish I realized when I was younger. Now I'm turning 18 in like 20 something days. And I'm like thinking back when I was younger. And I'm like, man, if I didn't stay stagnant during those 6 months, every single month counts, every single day counts, every single week counts, every single minute counts. I talk about this in my video. You can go to on my channel about the 12-week year and then really how to change your life fast within 12 weeks. The 12-week year is literally so powerful. Think of your life, think of your year in 12 weeks rather than a whole entire year, because you have to really value every single specific amount of time. And when you value all of that, then you realize you have to change. You realize you have to grow. If Instagram is saying, you have to figure out how to edit like this, and you're trying to make it on Instagram, figure out how to edit like that, or figure out something innovative. Use the system and change it to something that fits you. That's how you have to think. Stop thinking that, oh, I'm so anti this, like this is automatically gonna work. They're gonna appreciate true art. Yeah, there are a lot of amazing musicians out there, but they can't get any money. This is something that, the artist Ty Verdes, he's literally like, he's coming back from his little hiatus. And I love and appreciate him for it, because he's amazing with marketing and how he markets himself and his music. And he really is talking about like all these people, they want to talk about, oh, they're making art, but they're not paying the bills. They're not doing anything that's advancing themselves. They're not putting themselves out there. They're not reaching these masses. They're not creating anything new. And it's either they're not creating anything new and they're just, hitting the masses, or they're hitting the masses. I mean, sorry, they're not creating anything new, but they're hitting the masses, or they're not hitting the masses and they're creating something like, cool. You have to be able to figure out how to do both. Live in a world where you have balance. And to find balance, you have to change. You have to change. You have to be able to learn to be flexible. Learn to be flexible. Learn to roll with the punches. Learn to move with the wind. Be able to be flexible, light on your feet. That's the key. You have to learn. Be in a state of constantly learning. If you don't constantly learn, I'm sorry. You're staying outdated. It's like, imagine you have an old computer. Like, I mean, not even like an old computer. Imagine you have a new computer and it's amazing, like, super fast and all this, but you choose to keep put software on it. It is years old. Like, when I say years, I mean like a decade old. And then you're like, why can't it do all this stuff? Like, why does no one want to use this computer? Because it's using old software that makes no sense, that has no relevance. I'm sorry, but this video is for you to wake up. And I'm talking to myself as well. You have to really learn to change and move with it. Stop blaming other people. Stop blaming systems. Stop blaming the world for your things not getting discovered, for your things not being bought, for your products not being bought, for your art not being appreciated. Learn to move, learn to change, learn to be fast, learn to be nimble. Change. Be in a state of constant changing and evolving. Like, think about all these top people, all the people that you admire, all the people that are still on top and have been on top for years. They have changed and they have grown and they have evolved. That is the key. That is the key. That's the key. If you want to learn to stay on top, if you want to learn to accomplish your goals, learn to change and move. Roll with the punches, move with the currents. And I'm not just saying just conform to it, but truly learn. Learn from, so if the society, for an example in my own life, if society says you need a degree to really like get any success in this world, or like you need a degree to, at least have safety or be taken seriously, okay, you know what, let me get my associate degree at community college. I'm not going down the 4-year path that, everyone else wants to do. So I'm saving a bunch of money, I'm saving a bunch of my time. And I'm getting that degree. And I'm also working on my business, setting all that stuff up. I'm working on my brands. I'm working on my social media, building up all my skills, building up all my talents. I'm spending I'm doing all of that. I'm focusing on all of that. So I'm using the system. The system says this. Okay, you know what? Let me take this, what they said, what I need to do. Okay, I'm taking this and I'm making my own path. I'm choosing my own path and I'm changing and growing and evolving. That is how you're going to advance. Wake up. Stop blaming everyone else for your problems, for the things that you refuse to grow and evolve and change with. That is the key. Now, if you want another video, another amazing video that YouTube is recommending, click right here. YouTube says this video is absolutely amazing and it'll change your life. Bye. Watch it. Done.